Hey YouTube, it's David with Bitesize Business, and today we're doing a breakdown of customer service. Right, so why is customer service so important and why is it so valuable? Um, Before we get straight into that, we're going to do a little bit of behavioural science. Just stay with me. Most people can remember a negative experience quite well. I'm pretty sure if I turn around to you and said, have you ever had a time where somebody pissed you off? You'd probably turn around and say, yeah, it was 2006. I was in school and little Jamie from across the way threw red paint at me or something like that kind of thing, right? Or what it might be. And that's because as humans, it's a lot easier for us to remember negativity than it is to remember positivity, surprisingly, right? Now, that being said, a lot of people have gone out to somewhere and probably had, I don't know, a bad experience. It might have been the food was too cold, the waiter got their order wrong, I don't know, kind of thing, right? It could be a lot of different things. The host wasn't nice to you, whatever. And all this falls under customer service to some degree, right? So, because of it, it's really important that customer service is done really well because people will remember most of a good experience, right? So, what becomes a bad experience? So, for instance, you go to a place you've never been to before. Let's just say it's a gym, kind of thing, right? You get to the gym, and the person at the desk is sat there on the phone, looking down. You're nervous. You might be a bit anxiety, might be a bit cautious. You get there, and they are just like, you say hello. They don't gaze up. They just carry on with the phone, and then you go, yeah. Right away, you get the impression this person isn't interested in me or whatever's going on, right? That'll be seen as, in my opinion, a bit of negative customer service, right? Now, on the flip side, you walk into the same gym and a person says, you say hello, or they greet you before you greet them. Hi, how are you? I am such a person. I do X, Y, and Z at this gym. How can I help you today? Right away, you're going to feel engaged, you're going to feel positive, you're going to feel like this person is actually interested in what you have to say. And that, in business, is great because straight away, in this customer's mind, they are no longer viewing the big bricks and mortar business or whatever as a intimidating thing. They now have an anchor point in your business. And that would be the person who's basically welcome them. And once they feel welcome, they're much more willing to express themselves, right? So they feel welcome. Come in and say, yeah, I've got a reservation on where I've got, I want to see what you guys do, And then you go into full, oh, fantastic, you can go into your, whatever it might be, right? So that's why it's really important to help people because you're helping them breaking out of their own mental psyche of what they think to be, perceived as something bad. Now, how it works in your business, right? Well, it works in many different ways, but let's just say a simple example of that would be you're trying to, you're a car salesman, right? And somebody comes in and they want help trying to work out, what car to buy, okay? Now, instead of you just being like, oh, buy this car because I like it, right? If you find out, well, okay, ask them a bit, what do you want from your car? Do you want it to be a big SUV? Do you want it to be a small hatchback? Do you lug a lot of things around the area? Do you do a lot of mileage? Is speed your thing? Do you drive quite a few people around? Do you have kids? Find out, what they want from their car, right? And tailor their own questions to them, right? So the more and more you get them speaking about who they are and what they do, the easier it is for them to buy into customer service because at that point, they're talking about them. And I'm telling you right now, people love talking about themselves. I'm telling you right now, it's the number one thing. It's better to listen than it is to talk, right? So they're talking about themselves, you're asking questions and you're listening to what they say, right? And then the best thing about all of this is if you reiterate what they say and funnel it down into, what they've been asking about. For instance, say you've got questions. Oh, that should be cute. The questions, you're making notes, you're hearing them, right? And then they say, after all this, after 10 minutes of talking about all these different things, you say, perfect, To me, it sounds like you're describing a small SUV with good mileage, which does good miles to the gallon. You don't like diesel. You want it to be, you don't want a big name badge. Great, let's go over Skoda. Okay, it has this, it has that, it has all the things you've talked about, and it's within the price range which you've said. Okay, that is great customer service because you've heard what they've said, you've asked them things about what they've said, you broke it down, and then you reiterated back to them to talk about the products, right? This person will now feel like they've been heard and you've took what they've said seriously, right? And by doing that, you will put them through the sales funnel to essentially buy the product almost, right? Because they feel like the value they've said is worth more than what they're potentially paying for the products. And that's the power of customer service. Hopefully that helps.